You're pretty quiet there today, Sue.
Oh, sorry there, Fred. I was just thinking.
Oh, I don't recommend that.
How do you mean? I mean, thinking's bad for you now?
Well, I know you're joking, but yes, it can be very bad for you. That's why kids smoke pot.
Because they think too much?
Because they don't want to think, because it can be bad for you. Thinking, I mean, we can learn a lot from kids, Sue.
Oh, yeah?
Well, did you know a newborn baby knows how to swim? It's innate.
Oh, they learn how to swim in the womb. Is that right?
Well, I don't know about that, but think about it. Have you ever heard a news story about a little baby drowning?
Well, Fred, I thought I wasn't supposed to think.
Indulge me this one time.
Well, I hear about toddlers drowning in swimming pools all the time. Like literally all the time.
Yeah, but those are toddlers. They've had a few years to be deprogrammed from thinking too much. I'm talking about newborns. Every time a newborn baby drowns, it's because its crazy mother dunked the poor kid in the bathtub. Think about it.
But newborns, they can't really even move. I mean, their arms and legs, they kind of flail like a beetle on its back.
I'm not saying they're doing the butterfly, but the mechanics are solid.
Well, that's not what I meant. What I mean is they can't even walk. They can't even crawl. I mean, so they're not exactly jumping into rivers. I mean, they just lie in a crib all day. Can't drown in a crib there, Fred.
Sure, but you never hear of an infant drowning in a tub after being left alone. That's why depressed moms have to dunk them.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's because the little guy floats like a Cheerio.
You're being difficult, Sue. Let me give you another example. Have you ever bought a book on how to breathe?
Now, why would I do that, Fred? I've been breathing my whole life, and I think successfully.
Sure, but not correctly.
Really? Like really, Fred? I mean, what am I doing wrong? This is quite embarrassing.
You misunderstand me. All adults breathe wrong. We know how to as babies, but we forget over time. So people write books on how to breathe right.
You're pulling my leg, right, Fred? I mean, babies, they're writing books too?
No, of course not, Sue. Adults watch babies breathe and then they write the book.
On how to breathe like a baby.
That's right. It's innate.
Well, what about sudden infant death syndrome? Babies forget to breathe all the time, and they die from it. Sounds like a risky book to read.
Those are sleeping babies. Maybe the researchers studied babies who were awake. Adults die in their sleep too, but there's less expectation of them, so we don't have a disease to describe the phenomenon.
Are you sure, Fred? What about sleep apnea? A guy at work sleeps with a mask hooked up to a machine. He says he'd die if he didn't hook himself to that mask. People tease him because he has red marks on his neck.
I hope you don't tease him, Sue.
Not about the marks. I can't see them.
Well, I can't explain everything, but you understand the point I'm trying to make, right?
To be very honest with you, Fred, I don't know what you've been going on about.
Things happen in life. The scientific term is event. You're a smart gal. I can use the scientific terms. So events happen in life. They're unavoidable. God knows I've tried.
Oh, me too.
You too? Sure, of course you too. Everyone has at one time or another. But it's inescapable, and one event leads to another event. These are the immutable laws of the universe.
Are you starting this lesson from the Big Bang event? Because I can't pay for a story that's going to take billions of years to tell me there, Fred.
You seem well read on cause and effect, so I think I can skip a few chapters. Have you ever been to a rock concert?
Sure. I used to go to concerts all the time. I thought I might find my dad there.
Is that right? He was big into live music?
I don't think so. I guess I was hoping he'd be looking for me there. Teenagers love concerts. It's pretty stupid, isn't it, Fred?
Well, I have to agree with you there, Sue. Not very bright. I mean, if he was looking for you, he could have just knocked on your door at home.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to be seen. I mean, maybe he watched me from the treehouse, and maybe unconsciously I went to the concert so that he could follow me and, hide in the crowd.
That seems a little far-fetched, and I'm the only one living in that tree, Sue.
I know that.
Sue, I am not your dad, and I don't like the way you're looking at me. You're making me uneasy.
I'm not looking at you. I'm blind.
That makes it worse.
How does that make it worse?
Well, I don't know, but it does make it worse.
Oh, sure, Fred. I'll not look somewhere else.
Can I finish what I was saying?
The Big Bang thing?
Exactly, rock concerts. Have you ever been to a concert where the crowd works together? They keep a beach ball up in the air.
I don't know. How would I know?
Wow, Sue, you miss a lot being blind.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to take my word. It's pretty common. The ball is bounced around all night. It brings people together. They have a common purpose, to keep the ball in the air.
So, Fred? I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
Sorry there, Sue. I lost my train of thought again.
Is the ball a metaphor? Like that barn the other day?
Maybe. I mean, probably it is, yeah. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Give me a second.
Am I paying for this?
I'll pause the clock while I try to remember. Does that make it better there, Sue?
I'll wait. I mean, where else am I going to go? I mean, Big Bang, beach balls, big bouncy.
Oh, I remember. What happens when the ball hits the ground?
I don't know.
Well, guess.
I guess the game is over. Is that right, Fred?
There's not a right answer.
Cool story, Fred.
Oh, Sue, I mean there's not a universal answer. There aren't rules. People exhibit different behavior based on their feelings, which is product of their thoughts. There was a story on the news about a mom at a concert for the kids. She took a needle and punctured that ball. She deflated the ball. She deflated the whole crowd. She said the ball was unsafe. Am I making sense there, Sue?
I guess since thinking's bad for us, anyone who plays with the ball is damaging their soul or their psyche. I mean, we'd be better off if there was no ball.
You're too literal. Thinking isn't bad. It's distorted thinking that's bad. Ruminating on the same negative things is bad. Do you know what it means to ruminate?
Sure. That's what cows do when they bring digested food back up and they chew on it again.
That's right. Exactly right. You're pretty smart, Sue. Good for you.
Honestly, I'm a little lost, Fred.
Well, you probably know that the digested food, it's called cud. Imagine that cud as a thought. Once you've swallowed it, let it pass. See what I mean there?
But I think cows, they have to ruminate. They'd have a hard time digesting it otherwise.
Yeah, you're right. Forget about cows. Think about mentally retarded people instead. They ruminate too, you know. Not because they have to, but, because they're retarded.
Are you saying I'm retarded?
No, not at all. I'm saying you're not retarded. So stop ruminating.
I'll try. It's hard, Fred.
I just remembered another subclass of people who ruminate their food are able-minded but had parents who didn't love them. A trauma thing. Anyway, Sue, we're out of time.
Just to clarify, I don't ruminate my food.
That's good. Good for you.
You know who does ruminate, and that's babies.
Well, you can't learn everything from a baby, Sue.
Well, that's good to know there, Fred.